I know I'm not the only mom who likes to hide away. Hey, it's Ereena George, and welcome to my closet, aka Mommy's Closet. Come on in. It's a place for us to get away and discuss the things moms love to talk about, whether it's health, relationships, these kids, our spouses. This is where we come to talk our shit. Be sure to join my Facebook group, Be Momific with Ereena George. It's where we can continue the conversation outside of this podcast so that I can hear what you think and how you feel on the topic. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Mommy's Closet. I'm Ereena George here, and for those of you who are watching me on YouTube, as you can see, I am sitting in my closet because it's my place to get away, and the acoustics are popping in here, and I'm trying to get away from my kids, so, that's why I'm in the closet. So today, we are going to be talking about or continuing our discussion on health and wellness. It is something that is near and dear to my heart. It is a very, very important part of my business. I am a mom's health educator, so I like to talk about health and wellness because it really changed my life, and I know that it can do and change other women's lives as well, especially moms. But today, I want to talk about something that's really serious now. I might get the side eye for this, but I just want to be honest about what it is that I'm about to say. We tend to put our health and wellness on the back burner, and we focus on things more than we focus on our health. I'm going to say that again. We focus on things more than we focus on our health. We focus on looking good, making sure that our eyebrows are done, we have on the right lipstick, we have on name brand clothing and name brand shoes, we have on Chanel this and Louis V that, we're wearing red bottoms, and we are making sure that everything on our exterior is top notch. Yet we are walking around with high cholesterol, diabetes, PCOS, female issues going on, fibroids, all of these, thyroid issues, all of these things that can be reversed through the right health and wellness, through the right food and fitness plans. All of these things we walk around with, all of these diseases we walk around with, and we do nothing about it. We go to the doctor, we get our medication, and then we tell stories about how, now I can't do that. I have high blood pressure and I'm not supposed to be eating this and I'm not supposed to be doing that because, I'm suffering from diabetes. Listen, mommy, listen. Let me just say this. I like a good pair of shoes. As a matter of fact, I love a good pair of shoes. I love shoes. If I could show you the floor on my closet right now, I have an abundance of shoes. I enjoy shoes more than I enjoy clothes. However, I make sure that $20 is in my account on the 28th of every month so that my gym membership can be paid for. Because it doesn't matter how good I look in those shoes. It doesn't matter how cute my jumpers fit. None of that matters if I have to make sure that I remember to take my medication. If I am, suffering from thyroid, if I am suffering from high cholesterol and I can't eat certain things, so I really can't have fun when I go out because I'm thinking, if I have a glass of wine, if I have a drink, if I have anything, what is that going to do for me? What is it going to do to me? Am I going to wake up in the morning with a headache? Am I going to have to go to the hospital? What is that going to do to my body? This is what happens when we put our wealth before our health. This is what happens when we put material things before what it is that we need to do for our bodies. Now, I know that this may hit a nerve, but this is a deeper topic than what's on the surface, right? A lot of us sometimes, when we are suffering with things, like I can give you a perfect example. I'm not going to say any names, but I know a person who is suffering from diabetes, and they have been for a very long time. They're rather young. They're still in their 30s, but was diagnosed with diabetes somewhere in their 20s. And this person wears the best clothes, always has the best weave and the best wig and the best makeup, and everything is name brand down to the T, and so fabuloso, so fabulous all of the time. However, their health is suffering, and they are experiencing things that they don't really have to experience, but they have taken it into their minds, and they have fooled themselves into thinking that this diabetes is genetic, and regardless of what they do, it's never going to go away anyway. And I feel so bad, because once you kind of make yourself or put a thought in your mind and you become complacent with that thought, you live your life that way. And I tried to explain to this person that can be reversed. That can be changed. Nothing is genetic except for the foods that we eat. And I firmly believe that. Well, let me just say, there are some things that are genetic, but something like diabetes can be reversed with the foods that we eat and with fitness. So to hear that, it was just really, really saddening to me, because like I said, this person is very young. But let's talk about why we put things before our health. I think it has a lot to do, or I believe it has a lot to do with society and what society says we should and should not do. So society says, you know what? If people see you appear to be okay, they believe that you're okay. As long as you walk around looking your best, then you will feel your best. And that is not 100% true, right? We know that for a fact. There are people that walk around every day, all day, that look their best because they're covering up so much that's going on inside. They're covering up the hurt. They're covering up the depression and the trauma. And the only way for them to do that is for them to look their best and dress their best and achieve and accomplish all of these things. But the thing that they really need to fix, they are putting on the back burner, and they're not even taking the opportunity to look at those things. So when it comes to your health and wellness, the first thing that you need to think about, or you really need to consider, is, why is it not important to me? Was it not important to your mom, your grandma, your aunt, your uncles? Like, did you see this pattern going on in your family where disease was just taken care of with medication, and that's okay, and that is why you do those things? So that's one of the first things that you need to look at. Number two, you need to think about, as a mom, what is this teaching your children? Is it teaching your children that you can essentially be unhealthy and unhappy as long as when you walk out of your house, when you walk out of your door, as long as you look the part, as long as you play the part and wear the mask? Are we sending that kind of message to our children? So that's the second thing, especially as a parent and as a mom. Thirdly, even if you came from a family who many of you suffered with different types of diseases, as an adult, you have to ask yourself, why don't I want to be different, and why don't I want to break the cycle? I think that's the most important thing to think about. If I saw my mom suffering, my grandmother suffering, my aunts and uncles suffering, why don't I want to be the one in the family that says, you know what? Not me. Not today. I'm going to do this different. I'm going to seek help that maybe my mother was unable to seek or chose not to seek. And I'm going to get with someone to help me break this cycle of disease in my family so that I don't pass this on to my children. So those are the three things that we have to think of when we're looking at our health and wellness, and why we put that on the back burner, especially, people of color. There's so many taboos in the communities of color when it comes to health and wellness that it's shameful. People allow disease to fester. They allow different things to happen within them because they don't want to go to the doctor. They can't afford to go to the doctor. If it's bad news, they would just rather die with the bad news and not know about it, because if they know about it, then it's going to make them feel worse. And I've actually heard people say this: if I'm sick, I'm sick. I don't want to go to the doctor and have the doctor tell me what's wrong with me, because if I'm going to die, I'm just going to die. Like, I don't want to put a name to what's wrong with me, because then I have to actually deal with that and face that. And many people do not want to do it. And that is just so crazy to me. But it happens in a lot of communities, especially people who are on the lower socioeconomic spectrum. That happens a lot. I've heard that a lot. So I want everyone to be mindful. Like when you're going shopping and you see that $100 shirt and you really want that $100 shirt, think to yourself, like, this $100, can this be 5 months of a gym membership? Can this be 4 months of a gym membership? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that I don't have to buy a $100 shirt that's a size XL or a size 2X. I can take that $100 and join the gym and get right with my fitness and my food, so that when I do come back and reward myself with that shirt, I can reward myself with a size medium, because I have done the work, right? So that's how you want to think. That is how I think. I have shit in my closet that I have not worn because it may be too small. I have things in my closet that I don't wear because it's too big. But I am a firm believer in that I will buy some shit that does not fit. I will try it on in the store and I know it doesn't fit. But if it got on my ass and all it needs is just a little zip up and I'm not there yet, I will buy it. Because it's motivation for me to get to where I need to go. The motivation now is for me to fit into that outfit. So you have to think like that. But also think about the legacy that you want to pass on to your children. Do you want to pass on a legacy of great eating, great fitness? Health is important. Because it is your wealth. Do you want your children to have that as a part of their everyday life? There are some families who health and fitness is a part of their everyday life. Their children grew up in it. It's what their children do. Just kind of working out every day is a part of who they are every single day. And it's not, a day to be missed. Just like waking up, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, you go to the gym. It's just a part of their life. And some people do live like that. So if you are thinking about doing something better for yourself and your family, definitely consider, instead of spending that money on those fancy clothes and those fancy shoes, go ahead, spend that money on a gym membership. Pay it ahead of time so that you are motivated to go because you've already paid your money. Go ahead and pay that money for maybe a nutritionist or a trainer, or use that money to buy a blender or a juicer so that you can go ahead and start on that journey to better health and put your health before you looking wealthy. And then once your health is in place, everything else will fall in line. Think about it, guys. Great idea. Incorporate your spouse, incorporate your kids, get the family into it. Shit, work out on Saturdays with the kids. Wake their ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Whatever it is that you need to do for your family to be on the right track to health and wellness. This is Ereena George. If you have a comment or you want to go ahead and elaborate on this topic, be sure to join my Facebook group, Be Momific with Ereena George. And I will see you on the next episode. I'm out of here. Peace. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the show. For more information about myself, Ereena George, or the Momific Group, be sure to check us out on our website, www.momific.life. That's momific.life. You can also like us on Facebook at the Momific Group. See you next time.